Hey, hi guys. This is Russell again for another live for uh, this update of the stimulus package. I mean, the PPP uh, uh, money, right? So, yes, I'm waiting for a couple of people before we get started. Okay. Yes. Um, yes. The new round of PPP money is finally here. Okay. The new round of PPP is finally here. So that is the best news that I have today. Okay, that is the best news I have today. We're going to be discussing about what does that mean to to taxpayer or to everybody who was asking to know uh, about the implication of this new law or about the eligibility. So yes, now I want to let you know that right now Right now, we have the new. It's finally here. The new PPP is here now, guys. So I'm going to talk about what it means to you to know that the new round of funding is officially available or is officially adopted by people, by lawmakers. Okay, so I'm also going to be talking about the NOWAC program, the NOWAC the NUWAC program that is actually offering $30,000 to business owners. Okay, so I'm going to let you know what is the status of it. The NUWAC program that is offering 20, 30, up to $25,000 to business owner. Okay, but the most important thing is that the new round of PPP is finally here. That is what we need to know. The new round is here. And what does that mean to every single business owner, whether you receive or you didn't receive? And what is the tax implication of it? Okay, yes, this is what I'm going to be sharing in the next few minutes. Yes, I'm going to be sharing about what it means to know that the new round of PPP is here. Okay. Yes, you guys have to know because there is always a tax implication on this thing. And I have a good news to you guys when it comes to tax implication. I have a good news. And when I get there, you will know what it means. I have a good news to you guys um, when it comes to the tax implication of the PPP. Okay, I'm talking about PPP. Why? Because it was a forgivable money, forgivable loan. That means if you are able to make it forgivable, what is the tax implication of it? What was it before? What is the new thing added to it on this new law that both parties actually agreed upon? Okay, so yes, so this is a very crucial moment, and you guys have to take action now. You don't take action when things are happening. You take action before things happen. That is how you take advantage of situation. Okay, you don't take action when everybody is knowing about something. You're supposed to take action before. That is why I'm coming now to let you know. That means you will take action now before the end of this year, and you will take the full advantage. And that's the reason why I'm coming to do this live right now. I actually changed the topic of my life. It wasn't supposed to be this what I'm sharing right now. What I'm supposed to share, I will actually be sharing maybe tomorrow or by the end of this week. Okay. So yeah, yes. So what's new? The best news we could have is that finally the 900 billion uh, have been agreed upon both party lawmakers. Okay, this is the best news I have because it's been like they have been back and forth. Should we give that? Should we not give it to them? So they agreed upon it. That means it's there. Okay, we are just waiting for to be officially a law. So what does that mean if the new PPP is going to be out for business owner? But before I talk about PPP, I'm going to talk about the NUA program. Okay, this NUA program, the NUA program is a very quick, simple loan, or not even loan, grant program to business owners that allow them to take up to $25,000. Okay, so I'm encouraging any single business owner that lives in Newark, whether you are a business owner or self-employed, I'm encouraging you guys to actually go there and do it. You can actually do it by yourself if you are able to get the most important thing, that is basically your financial statement. If you have your financial statement ready, then you are good to go. And I released early today, a video description showing you, the inside of the application. That means you can actually see it and go and do it by yourself. You just need to get all the documentation that they want you to use. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about this new round of PPP program. Okay. So it's finally happening now. 9 billion COVID release package, agreed by both parties and lawmakers. Within what we can find, 284 billion for PPP itself. Okay, so many people who were asking, this program that you're sharing with me, I'm like, is my state eligible or is my business eligible? Yes or no. Those programs I was sharing with you guys, most of those programs were local program, local, business program, because they were a program that belong to your city, your county, or your state. Okay, and they still exist. By now, somebody was asking me about this program, I think in the Bronx, and we checked and we were able to come up with something in the Bronx. So the people living in the Bronx, I found something that I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, I'm gonna get a better look into it and share it with you guys in the Bronx. Okay, so now at the federal level, we have what is called the new PPP there. Okay, so what does this going to mean to you? The first thing is that who is going to be eligible? Okay, who is going to be eligible of this money? That's the first thing to do. So many people will be asking themselves, and they'll be asking me, because I told many people that, oh, there is something on the way coming, so you guys have to pay attention. A lot of people were asking, okay, yes, I know, but am I going to be eligible if even come up? Am I going to be eligible? Is my business going to be eligible? I just started the business. Do you think the business is going to be eligible for this? The answer will be yes. So everybody, if you have a business, especially the business during this year, okay, the most important thing is what? Is that if you cannot show the evidence, if your business is new, that means you cannot show the evidence that your business was doing good before the COVID-19 and then is doing bad during or after COVID-19, then you can show the evidence that last year you were good and this year you are bad. Okay, so if you cannot show the evidence within this year, they will want you maybe to show the evidence from what last year and this year. But the most important thing, because they're actually saying this, they want to know the magnitude of the decrease in your business. Okay, they want to know the magnitude of the decrease in your business. And most of the time, people are arguing that it should be more, at least 30% decrease. What does that mean? It means that if from January to April, you were doing, maybe your business was doing good, and then from January to March, and then from April to June, you have a decrease of 30% or more, then you will be eligible. Okay, but what is happening here is that the people who are supposed to be eligible for this new program, normally it was supposed to be the people who didn't receive the money, because some people also ask me, I received the program earlier, am I still eligible? Before we even know if this program will be available or not, I was telling them, if you receive the ELDL, what you have to know is that you can actually, even before the new round of PPP money, before the new round, you are eligible to request for an increase. That is what you have to know. If you receive an ELDL money, you know you have the chance to request for an increase of that money. That is what you have to know if you receive an EIDL. Now, if you didn't receive it and you're talking about the new round, everybody is eligible on it. The people who didn't receive the money will be eligible to receive those grants. Now, if you already received the money, what is going to happen? If you can actually show, right, a significant loss, even though you received the money in the first round, and you can actually show a significant loss, which is normally 30% or more, if you can show that loss, then you are eligible to receive a new PPP, basically. And the advice will be that you make the first one forgivable. That means you can actually pull it out of the door. The first PPP that you receive, go and try to make it forgivable. That means you make everything to zero. That means you don't owe the government doesn't owe you, because until now, if you have the PPP money, you owe them money until you officially apply for forgiveness. Okay, what I will advise you is to actually go there and make sure that you clean everything up by applying for forgiveness, to remove everything that you received from the first round. Now come back and say, hey, I have still been impacted. And you will not tell them with your mouth that I have been impacted. And I will not want you to use your taxes, because your taxes doesn't have the details. And most of the time, you guys don't claim everything in your taxes, because I know what people do. Okay, you have to use your monthly financial statement, because you can actually see that we can compare February to June. We can compare March to July. We can compare January to May, and see the impact. This is what is actually happening with the NUWAC program. When you are applying for the NUWAC program, they will actually ask you to compare those revenue, those activity, and see how much decrease your business has incurred, right? So that is what I will want you guys to do, to get ready now by getting all of you guys financial ready, because that is what they're going to use. If you don't have your financial ready, they will use your taxes, and it's not going to be good for you, because your taxes will still be low as last year. If you still work on your taxes to claim, $30,000, $40,000, even though you made $200,000 as an income, it's not in your advantage, because they will be using maybe your profit. Whereas when they have to use your business activity, they will compare how the activity was from January to March, January and March to June, and June to now, to see how your business is doing. So the first thing to do, again, if you don't have an accountant, I will strongly advise that you hire an accountant to actually do that for you. Get all your financial ready for you. If you are in NUWAC, actually those financial are critical to actually get the 25,000. I mean, you can get the 25,000, and you will also get the PPP money and also the EIDL. So yes, that was the portion that I wanted to share with you. But the good news is the tax implication of this money. What people don't even know is that initially, the PPP law was intended to help taxpayer, every taxpayer in general, including business owner. That means the money that they were giving to you, if those money were forgivable, there were supposed to be no tax consequence on it. Okay? There's supposed to be no tax consequence. That means it's not supposed to be a taxable income in your income. Look, I mean, you can see it. Imagine that you receive $20,000 and it's not taxable in your income. I don't know what you feel when you hear that. This is what the bill was supposed to be. The bill that was signed on March 27. Okay? But what happened is that in the implementation of the bill by the Treasury Reserve, Manushi, he said that, okay, you guys, they are giving you money right here, but the expense are not going to be deductible. Simple put is that money is no longer tax-free. That is why you guys have to talk to your accountant, because whether they will consider this or that, your accountant need to be, or your tax professional need to be on top of this, and you have to know the implication yourself. If you don't know the implication, and your accountant doesn't take advantage of it to make you pay less taxes or receive more refund, then you are losing. That's the reason why I'm explaining this to you guys. Okay, I mean, you have to know before you even go to a tax professional. You have to know what tax deduction you're supposed to take. Okay, or what off you're supposed to take, or what income you're supposed to remove from your gross income. So I was saying this. The law said that you're not supposed to be to have a tax incidence on the money that is given to you by the government, assuming that you make that money free. If you don't make the money free, I mean, we don't even have to talk because it's a debt. You have to pay it back, right? So if you are making it free, assuming that everybody will make the money free, right? The problem is that the Treasury Reserve was saying that you guys have to pay. You don't have if you make it deductible, we don't include it in your taxes. The obvious thing is that the money, the expense that you used the money to incur or to pay for. Let's say you use that money to pay for electricity. Okay, you cannot claim that electricity as a business expense in your taxes. That is basically what it means. So if you receive $20,000, you spend the $20,000 in your business. Okay, they were not supposed to consider the 20,000 as an income, but in the meantime, they were saying that they will also not allow you to claim the $20,000 expense. Remember, an expense helps you to pay less taxes, right? But if they prevent you from claiming that expense, it means that you are actually paying taxes on it, right? Because if your gross, if your gross sales income is $100,000 and the PPP money is $20,000, okay, they don't add the 20,000 up to the 100. That's good, right? Because if they add, your income will be what? Your income will be $120,000. Now they say, okay, we're not going to add 20,000 to your income because your income is only 100. But you use that money for operation. I mean, you spend the $20,000. They are saying that, okay, we are also not going to allow you to take $20,000 as expense. That means the expense you're going to be making in your business, they're going to remove it. If they remove it, that means you are paying more taxes because your taxable income increases. If they prevent you from using the deduction, it means that you're actually paying taxes on it. Okay, that means there's a tax incidence on it. Okay, so what happened is that there will be a back and forth between the AICPA and other non-for-profit and the government themselves to say, listen, you guys are asking people to use the money. You want to help them. You give them the money. They are using it. Now you don't want them to take that expense. Why? And they are saying that no, they are trying to cancel the effect because if they don't apply for the deduction, if they don't allow you to increase your income, then they should also not allow you, to take the deduction. They don't increase your income also, and they will not allow you to reduce your expense as well. So that's what they were saying, and it makes sense. It makes sense in the sense that if I give you money, don't use the money in your business or use the money in the business and pay taxes on it. That is what it means. So at the end, the new agreement that came up with this new tax law, this new PPP round of money, is that they agree upon the fact that there will be no tax incidence the way that the original tax care act was intended to. What does this practically mean? It means that they give you money, $50,000. They don't add it to your income. You use the $50,000 in your business, and you also deduct the $50,000 again as expense. I don't know if you guys can picture that. They were saying that, and that was normal, except that the law said that there should not be a tax incidence on it. So this is what I really wanted you to explain to you, because if your tax professor doesn't know that, he only knows that the PPP money, if just like a normal debt, right? If you have a debt, and you get if your creditor just forgive you, if you owe 5,000 to somebody and the person decides to leave you with the 5,000, it's normally supposed to be an income to you. Okay, So if you owed a credit card company, the credit card company just forget about the debt. Okay, they want to as a bad debt. They forget about that. If it was 5,000, normally you should increase the 5,000 in your as a new income. It's actually an income. It's just as if you pay them the money, they took the money and give it back to you. So it's an increase. The same thing on the taxes, on the PPP. When they give you money, you're supposed to give it to them back. Okay. So if they give it, if they just leave it with the money, it's a new income. So it should increase your income. Okay. But the government say no, it should not increase your income. Okay. Except that on the lower side, they were also saying that, okay, if it doesn't increase and you use the money to pay for whatever you pay for, also we didn't increase it, we didn't increase your income, but you do not also increase your expense with that, right? Do not increase your income, but do not also increase your expense with that money. So that is what all of those IRS and Treasury Reserve, Treasury Management was saying, that yes, what they were intending to say is that you don't pay taxes on it, but over here down you also cannot take the deduction. But that was gonna be crazy, because people are actually use that money to sustain their business. If at the end they cannot claim those deductions, that's a bad thing to them, right? That's a bad thing. They will see it as a charge. They will not even want to who have received the money in the first place. So I'm so happy that today Bob Parry finally came together to say, yes, use the money, receive $20,000, use it, and also use it on your business and claim the deduction again. Okay? So this is what I really want to explain. And this tax law has a lot of stuff inside. Even some tax professional accountant don't even know about that. Okay? But I decided I'm going to explain. That's the reason why last Sunday we had that webinar, and we will run that webinar again next week, which is intended to actually let you guys know about all the details that are in the CARES Act itself that was voted on March 17. Okay? There are so many provisions in there. There is one provision that can actually allow you to stay home, do not apply for unemployment, but get paid. And as we explained that yesterday on the webinar, okay? On next week, we will do the same. Next Sunday, we will do the same thing. The other provision is that if you were supposed to receive an unemployment, you didn't receive it, you didn't even apply for it, you didn't know you are eligible. So how to get what you're supposed to receive as unemployment? It's a provision within the CARES Act. It's not something new, actually. It's a provision within the CARES Act. Okay? If you didn't receive your 1,200 money that people were receiving, even how do you do? There is a provision within that CARES Act that tells you if you receive or less than 1,200 instead of the full 1,200, there's a provision that actually tells you how to do to get that money that you didn't receive. Maybe your income was too high, but I don't know if you will actually step on $1,200. If you don't want to step on $1,200, then you will have a chance maybe today or tomorrow to register to assist to the next round of this webinar that will be going on Sunday to explain to you all the things. If you have, for example, this tax law says that if you have, for example, a retirement account, there is a way that can help you to save up to 19,000. It could be more, up to 19,000, and we explain that on Sunday. Okay, so there are so many things, guys, that you have to learn when those type of law are adopted. You have to look into it, especially if you make money. Even though you don't make money, you need to know what is available to you. Okay, I don't know if you have questions. I said that you guys should be asking questions. If you have questions, just type it and I can address it for the last 5 minutes. Yes. So for the last 5 minutes, as I'm waiting for the question, I'm just going to remind you guys that what you have to do right now, if you really want to take the full advantage of this provision, is to get your financial ready. Whether you're going to do those things by yourself or seek for help, you need to get your financial ready right now, because this is what they are going to ask when they start, especially if you already receive the money. If you already receive the money, what you have to do is to prove that you have been impacted. And you are not impacted just by telling them you are being impacted. That you still really, really need money, even though you receive the money the first time. So yes, this is what I wanted to share with you, that you have to be ready for the next tax season. The next tax is not going to be just as a normal tax, because there are so many provisions within all of these laws that are adopted that has an impact on everybody. Okay, all of those laws has an impact in your taxes, and you need to know the real impact on your taxes, especially if you're a business owner. Okay, for example, the deferment of the payroll tax is a provision that could help a lot of business owners to get more cash to operate, right? The deferment of the estimated tax payment was something that could have helped a lot of businesses. So there are so many provisions in there that was available to you, but very few people knows about that. So again, I'm going to put that link on the comment of on the description of this video, if you're still interested to know what was originally in the case available to you as a taxpayer or business owner, so that you can see what is still available for you to take before December 31st. I will put that link within this description of this video so that we can actually take advantage of it. Yes, you guys, the CARES Act is here, is finally here. You have to take advantage of it. And if you live in Newark, you have to take action right now, because you're already losing something. It's always to be the first when they start about this thing. And I share with you guys the content of this application. The only thing you need is to get a couple of things ready, to get your financial ready, get a provision, get a plan, because they want to know that you have a plan to survive. You actually have to tell them that, oh, with this COVID-19, this is the plan that I have to survive. If you don't have a plan to survive, they won't give you the money. It's a requirement. You have to tell them how you're going to do with the money. For example, you can tell them, I'm going to start working online because the physical contact is being restricted. I'm going to be to create a website where I can actually sell my product online. That is a plan to adapt to the situation. They actually want you to provide those information. If you don't provide the information, it means maybe you're going to shut down as long as you receive the money. So I have a question here also. For those who apply for the SBA program and didn't receive it yet, can we still apply again for this next round? Yes, of course. Those who apply for when you say SBA, I don't know if you refer to the PPP or the EIDL. Okay? I'm gonna respond at two levels. If you are asking about the PPP, if you apply for the PPP, you didn't receive it, it means that by the time they close the program, they didn't fully process your application. The only thing you have to do is to apply again. Okay? If you apply, that's the PPP. Now, if you're talking about the EIDL, if you apply for the EIDL, the normal thing to do, I already told you guys to start calling them, because since the new round of money is coming, they are actually liquidating what they have. I talked last week. I don't know how much of you guys called the IRS, the SBA. I even told you, when you call them, let me know what they said so I can actually advise you accordingly. You have to call them and get a confirmation that they will say, okay, yes, just provide us with this documentation. We're going to process your application. Yes, that's what they are doing. They are processing more application now. So if you didn't receive it, call them. Even though you already sent any type of document to them, call them again and say, hey, what do you still need me to do in order to finish the process with the processing of my application? They will tell you exactly, okay, yes, send us again this paper. Oh, sorry, I was interrupted. So they will actually tell you exactly what to do. They will tell you what to do. You have to call them. They have been hiring third-party company to actually help them to liquidate what they have. Okay? So and if you check, you even see that when you receive the letter from them, you will see somebody send you a letter and she will sign, You will see somebody will sign his name contractor. That means they have been hiring people to actually come and liquidate that part. Okay. I don't know if I have addressed your question, Idris. So if you didn't receive the money yet, if you're talking about the ERGL, you have to call them to actually let them know that you're still on the waiting for your application for your money, and they will actually tell you what to do. But the first thing you can also do is to join the group. You have the PPP group, private group, where I'm actually helping them. I was asking about ERGL. Yes, I knew that you were asking about ERGL. In the group, I reposted the information that you need to get ready to ask them to reconsider your application. Okay, so in the group, if you check, I reposted yesterday. It was officially posted on September 17th. I posted it again yesterday. So you can go there, okay, and get those documents and contact me so I can give you the template of the letter that you are going to send to them if you haven't received it yet. Even though you received the money already. So even though you received the money already, what you have to do is actually request for more money. And to request for more money is what? You actually need to state that, yes, I have incurred more expense than I have anticipated. So you gave me $20,000. I still need another $20,000. They're actually doing that. They will give you even more, another $20,000 on the first run. So before the new run even comes. When the new run of PPP ERGL comes, you still have another chance to get more money. So the first thing is just to be aware of what is happening, around you. Okay? I'm not saying more question here. So I'm going to thank you guys here. If you still have questions, drop your question here on the comment, and especially share it, because I'm sharing with you at no cost. So if you know someone that you think might be interested on it, I'm talking about the business aspect. It has so many personal aspects on it, of course. So within the law, there are so many things that we concern, for example, home owner, right? That we concern non-for-profit business owner. A lot of people will be concerned on this by this law. So you actually just need to share it. I don't know why people keep calling. So yeah, share it, and if you watch it on YouTube, just connect and subscribe and get the notification bell. That means you get all the new video like this. This was Russell Fuller, your tax and accounting strategist. I focus on helping salon owner and business owner in general to mitigate the effect of taxes on their business activity and help them grow their business to the next level of growth. So until then, see you guys.